Well, days after the Congress's Chintan Shivir in Udaipur got over, today there was a development that probably could have set the agenda for analysis at the huddle itself. The man handpicked by Rahul Gandhi to revive the Congress's tottering bastion of Gujarat ended up dumping the party. And in his resignation letter, Hardik Patel left a scathing indictment of the first family. But perhaps what could be the most damaging and hurtful is when he says that hard-working leaders, while they travel 400, 500 kilometers to work with Karyakartas to meet them, for some, the priority seems to be either to go on foreign trips or to ensure that leaders who come from Delhi are served chicken sandwiches on time. Remember, in the recent past, one of the other tall leaders who had left the Congress, Himanta Biswa Sarma, had also described that he made up his mind to leave the party when he saw Rahul Gandhi feeding biscuits to his dog. So covering the distance from biscuits to sandwiches, is this the worst example of what the Congress is undergoing given skewed priorities? However, even today, with another big leader, a big name from the party leaving, the Congress, it seems, at least said or pretended that it made no difference.
देखिए, जाते वो हैं जो अवसरवाद की राजनीति जानते हैं, जो अपने आप को पॉलिटिकल सिस्टम से, पॉलिटिकल पार्टी के अनुशासन से ऊपर समझते हैं, जिनका अपना एजेंडा होता है। तो इस तरह के एजेंडे वाले लोग किसी भी पार्टी में नहीं रहेंगे।
वो उसकी मंशा, बहुत सारे पार्टी छोड़ते हैं, बहुत सारे ज्वाइन करते हैं।
ये चुनाव के समय में गुजरात में चुनाव लग रहे, ये प्रक्रिया शुरू रहती है। ये राजकीय प्रक्रिया है और इसके बारे में बहुत सारा कुछ बोला नहीं जाता और कोई उसमें मतलब भी नहीं है।
You're watching the News Hour at 10. You're watching the News Hour at 10. Debate number 2 on Times Now. Super Prime Time.
Shehzad Poonawalla, national spokesperson of the BJP, joins us along with Gokul Chandran, political analyst, Kapil Madan, lawyer and political analyst, Tehseen Poonwala, political analyst. But I want to actually start with you, Shehzad Poonawalla. This is something that somebody who is disgruntled with the party would say. He's leaving, so he's saying these things. Shehzad Poonawalla.
Thank you, Padmaja, and it seems like deja vu because 5 years ago I had said exactly. Is my voice audible?
Yes, it is.
Because
now.
I think there's
Go
a delay and
yes.
there's an echo. Exactly 5 years ago, Padmaja, a large number of these issues which have been articulated by Hardik Patel, and Hardik Patel is not the only one. In fact, in the last 7 years, 177 MPs and MLAs of the Congress party have left. So are they all disgruntled? Or are they all reflecting a common sentiment, and that sentiment being that A, the Congress party has now become a family first party, a private limited company which is now reduced to a chicken sandwich club. 2, that if you are a Darbari, you are accommodated, you are given a platform, but if you are a dissenter, you are not heard. In fact, you are shown the way out, or you are ignored, or you are put in a corner like the G23 is. And this shows that the lack of tolerance or the lack of accountability or the lack of internal democracy that exists within the Congress party. 3, that the Congress party does not have a neta, niti or a netritva that can inspire people. 4, that the Congress party has now become a party of obstructionists. In fact, many of the stands that they have taken, and that's what has been highlighted by Hardik Patel on Article 370, on GST, on issues like Ram Mandir, they are just meant for obstructionist politics and in order to put a roadblock to national interest. Okay. That means Rajniti over Rashtaniti. And point number 4, that Congress party does not have any place for young leaders, whether it is Jyotiraditya Scindia, whether it is Jitin Prasada, whether it is RPN Singh, whether it is a whole range of leaders. The Congress party can't tolerate these young leaders and give them a platform. This is the brutal reality. Now, unfortunately, the Congress party has its priorities only towards one family, that is Rahul Gandhi, and unfortunately, he's not even interested in the party, he's more interested in partying.
Tehseen Poonwala, from clubbing to club sandwiches. Embarrassing.
No, it's not embarrassing. I mean, I think while I agree with some of the points Shehzad has raised that the party needs to introspect, and I won't deny that the party needs to introspect, one of the major introspections and something I keep saying very openly for the Congress to do is stop giving outsiders so much importance. And this is very true advice for the Congress. You've made Sidhu president, you gave Hardik importance. These people will never be loyal to the party. So that's one advice to the party that I love. The party should also
who is an insider in the Congress anymore? Those insiders are now going to be put in some kind of Margdarshak Mandal, from what we have read of the Chintan Shivir. Insiders ko aap Margdarshak bana rahe hain, outsiders ko aap la rahe hain. Then they are saying that you are only interested in dog biscuits and chicken sandwiches.
No, so if there's only interested in dog biscuits and chicken sandwiches, then why did Hardik in the same political party, and I know this and I'm saying this on record, want to be Rajya Sabha MP so recently? Why was he pleading to be Rajya Sabha MP? Why did he want to be president of the organization in Gujarat? So it's very easy that the party is anti-national, anti-370 and anti-Ram Mandir. The same party he wanted to be president of. I know what he was telling my late friend Rajiv Sathab. I also know that he met another political party that's trying to get entry into Gujarat, and they refused to make him president of their state unit. So it's all fine that now things didn't work out, you do this. But at the same time, I'm going to be balanced. The Congress needs to introspect. The talent that is leaving the Congress is Jyotiraditya Scindia, Hemanta Biswa, even a Shehzad, who's very talented, leave the Congress. And who do they get in? A Shatrughan Sinha, a Kirti Azad. So I think the Congress needs to introspect. But Hardik Patel talking about mobiles, one last point. This is the same Hardik Patel who the BJP on mobile was making sex videos about, and the Congress helped him. Today he's coming and giving lectures on mobiles and chicken sandwiches. He was caught drinking in a dry state. BJP was making his videos. We all stood by him. And now it's coming about mobile phones. The guy should be ashamed and embarrassed.
Why did you stand by a person who you say now was involved in a sex scandal and was caught drinking in a dry state? How is that a virtue?
Alex, thanks for being that. Because if something is consensual, the BJP should not be getting into people's bedrooms and making videos. I still stand by.
But you just said it's a sex scandal. I mean, now you're saying, oh, this is a dirty, cheap guy. You know, he was in a sex scandal. He was drinking. But you supported him all this while.
I'm not saying that. Padmaja, you're putting words in my mouth. I am saying this is a man on mobile phones that he's now talking about mobile phones. The only mobile phone in his life was the BJP making his sex videos. That was the only mobile phone in his life.
Okay, Shehzad Poonawalla.
He should be embarrassed to say this about the Congress.
Padmaja.
And it was wrong of the BJP to do that. Sorry,
Shehzad Poonawalla, yes.
Padmaja.
Although before you start answering, let me say I don't know about the Congress's many alleged failings, but it has managed to achieve the impossible. Tehseen Poonwala praising Shehzad Poonawalla twice in the last 3 minutes. Go on, Shehzad Poonawalla.
Not did. They shouldn't have left the party.
Shehzad, yes, go on.
But that's... But you see, the problem with Tehseen Poonawalla is that while he acknowledges part of the truth, he tries to put a cover on the other part of the truth, which is the Bahadur Shah Zafar of the Congress party, which is Rahul Gandhi and the Gandhi family. Now, please tell me, this debate is not just about Hardik Patel. Hardik Patel is merely a symptom. The disease lies somewhere else. Padmaja, please tell me, Nagaland Congress has been out of power for 24 years, West Bengal 50 years, Tamil Nadu 60 years, Odisha 27 years, Tripura 34 years, Gujarat 27 years, and counting Uttar Pradesh, I think 35 years. Who's responsible for this? The Congress party, out of the last 33 elections, state elections, has lost 25 to 26. In direct contest with the BJP, the Congress party, out of 180 seats, has lost over 160. This is not a problem of Hardik Patel. The problem lies somewhere else, and that lies with A, there's no internal democracy, B, there is no leadership, C, the performance is not valued, it is Parivar that is valued, and D, if anybody complains about it or highlights this, they will not take action on what is ailing them, but they will take action on what is the people who are actually flagging this, including me. I want to ask them, if Hardik Patel was such a liability last 6-8 months, why didn't they remove him from the party? Today they come
Gokul
and abuse
Chandran.
it.
And the fact is, let me say this clearly, at the time when Times Now Navbharat was launched, we in fact, Navbharat did a sting operation across different leaders of the Congress, where they were heard saying on camera, Hardik Patel himself said on hidden camera, he said, I am trying my best, they're not making me president, I'm still the working president, there are people in this party organization who don't let me work. They take decisions, they don't even consult me, ticket distribution happens without any consultation with me, despite the fact that I'm supposed to lead the party. And this, by the way, is way before he had praised the Aam Aadmi Party, or he has praised the BJP, or he had even any rumbling. This is almost a year ago, Gokul Chandran. Now it's easy to come back and say, oh, he's just disgruntled. He's been disgruntled for long. You could have gruntled him.
No, don't judge. See, the problem with Hardik Patel is in the statement which you made. What he said, I worked very hard, but they never made me president.
So he didn't say that
actually. To become president.
He said that on hidden camera. Today he is saying, I was continuing to work hard, but nobody was actually supporting us.
Padmaja,
leaders were more interested in foreign trips than actually trying to work in the organization.
Padmaja, let me finish.
Yes, go on.
Give at least 1 minute for me.
Yes, go on.
When I come to your show. See, Hardik Patel, when did he work? He was made working president straight away. And which are areas he worked? Does a working president need invitation to go to various districts and various constituencies and work? No. He always expected that he will be carried as he was in that particular moment. See, the moment is different than a political party. In the moment, you always get the limelight, you will hog the limelight because you are the only one person who are leading it. I am totally agreeing with the Poonawalla brothers that there is problem in Congress party, I don't deny it. But then people like Hardik, what they have done to take these decisions and throw mug at the party.
Okay, he's done nothing, Shehzad Poonawalla. He did nothing for the party. A non-deserving person came in, was made the working president. What did he do?
Padmaja, you know, every time a leader leaves the Congress, they say the worst things about him. You remember what they said about Jitin Prasad? And they had made him General Secretary in charge of a state. RPN Singh, he was also a General Secretary in charge of Jharkhand where they have a government left. Now Hardik Patel has become useless. If he was so useless, 6 महीने पहले, 1 साल पहले निकाल देते ना. और अगर performance पैमाना है, तो what is the performance of Priyanka Vadra? She was brought in as a General Secretary. She made you lose 1 Lok Sabha seat out of 2. She made you lose the Vidhan Sabha in such a brutal manner that you have 2.5% vote share left, and now she's still there, but you take the resignation of 5 other leaders from 5 other states. What hypocrisy is this? If your parameter is performance and not parivar, then first action should be taken on Priyanka Vadra before you even dare to comment on likes of Hardik Patel. और बाकी सारे लोग non-performer, पर राहुल गांधी तो 30 चुनाव हरा है, वो बड़ा परफॉर्मर है, उसको वापस ले आओ प्रेसिडेंट के रूप में. आज तहसीन पूनावाला he'll start chest beating. राहुल जी आओ, राहुल जी आओ, राहुल जी वापस आओ. We are missing you, राहुल जी वापस आ जाओ. तुसी क्यों गए? You see, Tehseen Poonwala will start beating his chest.
Gokul Chandran.
Shehzad is another
I'm not jumping any gun. You have no gun left.
Who always vents his anger and his frustration because he wanted to become the Congress president. He couldn't become the Congress president and he throws all his frustration on Rahul Gandhi and Congress party.
I am vindicated.
Then the biggest joke.
I have been vindicated.
When we talk about Hardik Patel,
कुछ तो शर्म कर लो भाई. आज मैं vindication लेकर बैठा हूँ.
How many people Congress party has thrown away from the party? Congress party doesn't do that. Congress party always gives a respect and long rope. People are not thrown away from the party. Same with Hardik Patel. They gave him a long rope. They gave him all he wanted. But still, today he's making fun of the party, making fun of the Congress leaders. That is the problem with such leaders, as Tehseen rightly pointed out, who suddenly are parachuted into the party and given positions.
Chaliye, Hardik Patel is a greedy person who did no work. Tell me, Jyotiraditya Scindia is also useless and greedy?
5 seconds.
I never told that. Why are you bringing in Jyotiraditya Scindia?
Because he was also a congressman, right? Why did he leave?
Hardik Patel.
Okay, Hardik Patel is a liar. He did not deserve what he got. He left because he wasn't made president. Jyotiraditya Scindia?
No, we are talking about Hardik Patel, right? Do we want to discuss?
But this is a symptom, sir. The malaise is bigger. This is but a symptom. You can discount Hardik Patel. How many people are you going to discount? I mean, even somebody like Ashwini Kumar. You had people who were ministers, people who were in the innermost coterie. I'm not even going to go down the road of that 5 people picture of Sachin Pilot, Jitin Prasada, Jyotiraditya Scindia, Rahul Gandhi. There is only Sachin Pilot left. And RPN Singh. Only Sachin Pilot is left. These are all people who were made MOS after being handpicked by Rahul Gandhi. So you can keep tongue lashing Hardik Patel till the cows come home in Gujarat. But the fact is, sir, this is but a symptom.
Yeah, okay, fine. Since you asked about Jyotiraditya Scindia, why did Jyotiraditya Scindia leave the party? He's being made an MP. He will be made the PCC president. And why did he leave the party? Do you have any idea, Padmaja, why Jyotiraditya Scindia at that moment of time left Congress and joined BJP? Any idea?
You answer. No, you have all the answers. That's why you're a panelist.
No.
I'll tell you the answer.
Can you blame Congress party for Jyotiraditya Scindia leaving the party and joining BJP and becoming a minister there?
Okay, quickly answer Shehzad Poonawalla, then I'll bring in Kapil Madan.
You know, Padmaja, the fault lies everywhere except where they have to look for the fault. This is called ताउम्र तहसीन और कांग्रेस पार्टी यही गलती करते रहे, धूल चेहरे पर थी, ये लोग मिलके आईना साफ करते रहे. प्लीज टेल मी, अगर ये अपॉर्चुनिस्ट नेता थे, इनको लेने का काम और इनको दामाद बनाने का काम किसने किया? प्लीज गोकुल जी, प्लीज आई रिक्वेस्ट यू, दिस इज टू लेट फॉर परिवार भक्ति. कभी तो पार्टी भक्ति कर लो. गोकुल जी, लेट मी कंप्लीट. प्लीज टेल मी. Please, sir. Gokul ji, at least let me complete. Let me have the courtesy to finish the point.
Okay, no heckling, please.
Gokul ji, आप बोलिए 10 सेकंड रुक जाइए,
फिर finish the point, please. 10 seconds, yes.
अरे भाई 10 सेकंड बोल देने दीजिए, फिर उसके बाद. गोकुल जी, सिद्धू को आपने बुलाया, जिस सिद्धू ने मनमोहन सिंह कहा, जिसने कहा मुन्नी से ज्यादा बदनाम है मनमोहन सिंह, उसको लेकर किसने प्रदेश अध्यक्ष बनाया? जरा नाम बताइए उन दोनों लोगों का. नाना पटोले को किसने प्रदेश अध्यक्ष बनाया? उदित राज को अगला प्रेसिडेंट बनाने की होड़ किसकी है? कौन ला रहा है ऐसे अपॉर्चुनिस्ट नेता को? क्या दिग्विजय सिंह ला रहे हैं, तहसीन पूनावाला ला रहा है, गोकुल चंद्र ला रहा है, पद्मजा ला रही है, या राहुल और प्रियंका और सोनिया ला रहे हैं? राहुल, प्रियंका, सोनिया ही तो ये मर्ज है. मर्ज का इलाज करते नहीं, सिम्टम को गालियां देते रहते हैं.
And just by the way, since it's very easy in hindsight to call people useless, let me remind you that the 2017 election in Gujarat was perhaps one of the closest fought between the BJP and the Congress, and the Congress party itself gave credit for that performance to Hardik Patel. So you can sit here today and say, what did he do? Well, the fact is that if you did better, the credit at that time was given to Hardik Patel. Kapil Madan, what does it take for a man to become so disgruntled over just a few years that he has to resign in this fashion?
So, Padmaja ji, if you look at the statements made by Hardik Patel, I mean, since 2 days ago, he never made any such kind of a remark. He was there in the media, he was talking, and in fact, he was talking that, I would like to speak to the party leadership and I'll get this issue resolved, because he was apparently not happy with the fact that he was not officially made the party president, point number one. Now, the second is, immediately after a week, now he issues a statement to me. When I read this statement, it looks to me a preposterous statement where he's stooping so low and he's talking about something, what a person is having in his lunch or maybe in a dinner. I think
what part is stooping low?
Allow me to complete. Allow me to please make my point. Now, it appears to me as if that he is doing a lip service on the BJP, the kind of issue that he has raised in this letter. These are the agendas of the BJP. And don't forget, immediately after this statement, or just preceding this statement, we also have reports where the cases against him have been dropped. I mean, is this a coincidence? This is not a coincidence.
So let me ask you this. Which part of the statement do you think is preposterous and incorrect? Because otherwise the Congress is doing a bang-up job.
Let me respond. Now let me respond. If he is making a statement that the leaders were busy in arranging, chicken sandwich, to me, it looks like a preposterous statement, because we saw there are videos in the public domain wherein Rahul Gandhi was having meetings with his leader and he was discussing what is the agenda of the visit.
And you didn't see any chicken sandwiches in those videos. So you think Hardik Patel is lying?
All I am saying, Padmaja ji, all I am saying, apart from all the meetings that he did, what he remembers and recalls is the sandwich. To me, it appears to be a very, very simple.
Well, that is the reason maybe he's mentioned it, because it is so preposterous. He's saying, I am driving 500 kilometers to meet karyakartas and others are busy arranging chicken sandwiches. That is the very reason. That is exactly what he's saying, that this is preposterous.
Padmaja ji, look at the tone, tenor and the timing of the letter. It is absolutely clear that he is being dictated. This letter is a lip service of the BJP and his
Shehzad Poonawalla, this chicken sandwich angle is the BJP's angle.
Padmaja, I want to make a big disclosure on your channel, on your show. Yes, we have agents in the Congress, and the biggest agent of the BJP in the Congress is Rahul Gandhi. He campaigns and he makes us win. Ab batao. Please, you're focusing on the chicken sandwich like you would focus on the biscuits given to Hemanta Biswa Sarma, completely missing the point that it is your leader and their lack of sensitivity to treat leaders with respect, to give a platform to the young, to allow performance to permeate through rather than परिवार. ये फोकस करने के बदले तुम्हारा ध्यान इसमें है कि नहीं चिकन सैंडविच नहीं पड़ी थी, वेज सैंडविच था. I mean, Kapil Madan, do you have to prove that you are Rahul Gandhi's spokesperson?
Let me respond to
Do you
him.
have to prove it?
Let me respond to him.
Within 1 year
Now
of
he-
joining the party, he was made working.
क्या respond करोगे भाई? मैं कह रहा हूँ, Rahul Gandhi is our agent.
Okay. All right.
That's
See,
the reason
if that indeed is the case, then perhaps that solves the mystery of how most of these appointments, which today are being called by Congress supporters as bad appointments of bad people, were done personally by the former Congress president. And the list begins at Navjot Singh Sidhu and goes down to all of those young inner coterie of Rahul Gandhi who have since joined the BJP. Thank you very much, all gentlemen, for joining us.